just walking in and playing some scales because you heard that's what you're supposed to do, and you don't know any songs still, nah, that's just not acceptable to me. And you know what, Greg, I would actually just say that you are just doing what a lot of people just naturally would do, in the sense of it's not your fault necessarily. You just, the strategy that you chose, or maybe that you just went with, because maybe you didn't even choose
it.
That's just
scales and a method book that goes through this, and you got these. Excuse what I'm going to say, but these stupidest little songs that, like I said, when I started, a 47-year-old guy does not. Yeah. Who wants to play this crap?
No one.
Mary Had Little Lamb. It was like, what the? And what the hell is this? It's like
it's so backwards, man. No. It's so backwards. And guys, seriously, there's nothing wrong with if you've done that. It's like you don't know any better. We have trust. We have trust that the materials that are presented are going to be helpful. We have trust that if we practice every day, or if we do this, then we will improve. And yes, maybe we will improve, but we're not going to necessarily improve in the direction of where we want to go. And so what I do is I help you to decide where do you want to go, and here are the tools that are going to get you there the fastest way possible.
But actually, I do like scales only for one reason: is I have issues with coordination and with strength, so I do them just for physical therapy. Is what I do them for. That's the only reason I do them.
If they feel good to you, if scales feel good to you, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're playing them in a musical context.
That's what I'm doing. I'm starting to do them with jam tracks now. Before I wasn't, because I didn't have any, but now I do. I got to
do with the jam track if you'd like. Yeah. Also, I would put on a song, like put on Beth, and practice a scale to Beth that's in the same key. But when you practice to a song, then it's just going to be more engaging. It's going to be, and it's also going to be more useful. So key of C. So what you would do is you practice both. So you practice the scale over top of the song, and not everything's going to sound good, but you're in the realm of music. So watch this. So you see, I'm playing. Now I can do that.
I gotta do that.
Yeah. Because watch this. Like that's so. Let's say I'm practicing the scale. But even maybe like I'm just learning a new scale. So watch. So I'm playing the scale. It doesn't matter what speed. I can do it even slower than that. I can do it faster than that. I can do it with triplets. I can do it with any rhythm. But I'm playing it is now. Listen to this. There's nothing going on here, guys. The guitar is meant to interact with other things, okay? And so there's a bass player, there's a drummer, there's a singer, and we have to hear how those notes interact with other instruments to have a full understanding of the sort of the role of the guitar. Because like, check it out, this note. I'm playing the same note, but it sounds like a different note on all the other backgrounds. Okay, so this is what our ear starts to understand when we're playing scales, or playing notes with a song. And what's cool is that eventually what you can do is let me actually go to a pentatonic scale. So. So I could like actually play. I could play and practice a pentatonic scale over top of a song. The song has nothing to do with this pentatonic scale in the sense of that's not happening in the song. There's no melody I'm playing that's in the song. But I could practice it in an environment where it supports it and is more it's more meaningful and more musical. Right. So pentatonic scales like major scales and minor scales, definitely practicing it with the song in the background is huge. And there's one more step. Then what I could do is yeah. So I could actually get the melody of the song, the vocal melody, within the notes of the scale that I learned 3 weeks ago, let's say. So do you see how every single step that I played with a song is musical and has value?
Yep.
Just one more time for dramatic effect. This is not an effective. So I mean, the doorbell. I'm just going to mute the thing. The doorbell and the dog kind of ruin the dramatic effect, or helps the dramatic effect. Basically, you know what? Actually, it helped. No. The doorbell and the dog actually helped because it's sort of like nothing. There's nothing exciting about this right here. Like this is just. You know what I mean? It's a scale. It's a scale. So I'm going to mute the mic just for a sec here. Scales are not music. Okay, scales are ingredients. I like how I said it inside the book that because I said, I'm like, if you're gonna practice scales, like it's not that scales are bad. Like scales are definitely helpful for certain things. But I go to it that in the book if you want to check that out. But it's like scales are ingredients. It's like saying, okay, so you're putting together these ingredients and there's no direction or anything. There's no recipe or anything like that, and so there's no music. And I think that analogy, when you're thinking about scales and exercises and things like that, just see if you can turn it into music. I do get the therapeutic aspect for sure. Especially if it's like cold outside and you just want to kind of like play some stuff, just kind of warm up the hand a little bit. I mean, you could also you can play like a riff that incorporates all the fingers and do the similar thing. But I get it. Trust me. I as someone who played a lot of scales and exercises and stuff like that, I totally get that angle. I just want to give you a better way to practice them. So I'm just gonna unmute you right there. So that makes sense, bud?
Yeah.
Would you rather be playing around with salt and pepper and all these like these little ingredients, or do you want to like be playing music as much as possible? This is what I'm basing everything around. Like this is almost like an album, like going on tour and like promoting one thing, like practice less, play more. That message is, I think it's so accurate because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we're playing as much music as possible. Like, trust me, guys, I love practicing. I love learning. And what's unacceptable to me for anyone in my world is if you're playing scales and exercises for your whole practice session and you don't know how to play any songs. Like that's just unacceptable to me. I mean, okay, if that's your goal, then you've achieved it, but then we're not really a good fit because that's not what I do around here. But it's unacceptable. If you know how to play a lot of songs and you want to play scales as well, like you got some songs under your belt now, Greg. So playing some scales because we understand the purpose of it. Okay, so it's therapeutic and also, it expands your mind a bit, and now also it's going to expand your ear a bit because you're going to play it in context. See, now I back that because there's a purpose to it. Just walking in and playing some scales because you heard that's what you're supposed to do, and you don't know any songs still, no, that's just not acceptable to me.